Hello, I am Eric Tenkar. This is Tavern Chat. It's the daily podcast where I sometimes cover the news, sometimes cover old school gaming. Today, it's going to be more of the news aspect. I got an update earlier today from Gamehole. So, Gamehole Con 2021 January update. Greetings from the frozen north, gamers. We hope that the new year finds you happy, safe, and surrounded by great games. As you likely can imagine, we are asked about whether or not we will have a show this year often. And our answer has been, hopefully so. But to be clear, the condition precedent that must be met before we would even be allowed to have a show is that the COVID-19 vaccine distribution would have to get to the point where everyone who wanted a vaccine was able to get one. As our dates for this year are October 21st to the 24th, we are cautiously optimistic that we will be able to host the show this year. But please do keep in mind that the Public Health Medicine will have to give the green light to mass gatherings before we can open our doors. Obviously, we have no control over that. So, assuming that we are able to have a show, what might it look like? Well, if vaccines are prevalent, hopefully we will not have to change too many things. But keep in mind that some possible components could include mandatory mask wearing. You asking me? That's not a surprise. Providing proof of vaccination. I plan on getting vaccinated. I have no problem with getting vaccinated. I'm trying to get Rachel and Pump to get vaccinated. I'm taking my parents to get vaccinated on Thursday. And requiring proof of vaccination, I wouldn't go if I wasn't vaccinated. I don't know. I'm one of those people that just see certain excesses. I saw certain excesses after 9/11 on my own job and on a federal level, and didn't like what I saw. And I'm sure we're going to have certain excesses of power, both private and public, private and governmental, that, some of what you may consider to be your rights may be less clear. It's all shades of gray, right? And I'm going off on tangent. I understand that. Again, like I said, I am definitely getting vaccinated, and I would want people around me vaccinated and wearing masks and all that wonderful shit. Just, I guess, when I went to college, I had a show that I had my, mumps, chickenpox, and rubella vaccinations, and then I couldn't find them. I had to go get revaccinated. I couldn't have gone through elementary school in a public school without having those. I just couldn't find the proof of vaccination. So, I don't know. It's a private event. There was a real brouhaha. Now we're really going off on tangents. So there was a big brouhaha end of last week over Gary Con because they stated that they would need a brief video meeting with everybody who was picking up their virtual badge. And the assumption, and this is made from people of I'm going to say both extremes politically, was that this was a vetting. And initially, the mods on Facebook did a poor job in tamping that out and stopping it. It wasn't. This was to keep a bad actor, somebody who was known to the con staff, from sneaking into the virtual convention, which they did apparently last year. So they have good reasons for what they're doing, that they explained their reasons poorly. Luke explained it better after that. But what I like about Alex and Gamehole is that everything is explained. Everything is broken down. You weren't just told this is what we're doing. You're being told this is what may happen, and if so, this may happen. And maybe it's because in the case of Alex, you're dealing with somebody who's a lawyer in their real world profession, and he understands about crossing the T's and dotting the I's and make sure you cover all the bases so there's no miscommunication. In any case, providing proof of vaccination and temperature checks at the door. I get temperature checks, when the pub was open before they shut everything down, you'd walk in, you get a little temperature check at your forehead if you were dining inside. But even at my doctor's offices, they take your temperature. I always run about 2 or 3 degrees cold, but hey. Again, we did not know what sort of requirements public health will have for us by then, but we wanted to at least let you know where we were in the process. Finally, we do not have any new dates to announce at this point. Once we see more progress on the vaccine rollout, we will announce the opening of our housing block, game submissions, badge registration, and so on. We hope to have a formal calendar put together and to announce it to you all in the next 60 days. Finally, as we mentioned in our last newsletter, we want to highlight some of the projects from our partners because they can't get together. Well, you know what? I have a project that I would like to highlight, and I think it's important. And here it is. It's called Black Lung. You can go to the Frog God Games web store, froggodgames.com. And the zine is Black Lung. It's a charity zine. Frog God is not taking a cent of your money. All this money is being forwarded to the individual that needs the funds. Well, them and their family. It's Rocky Gardner. Okay. Rocky was diagnosed in mid-2020 with lung cancer. I mean, and when I found out, when his wife contacted me and let me know, it literally, I had to sit down. All right. I've stated this before. I'm a cancer survivor. I had Hodgkin's. I used to joke that Hodgkin's was cancer light. Because I seem to have handled the treatment pretty well. I had chemo. I had radiation. This is over a dozen years ago. But then my health issues this year were because of the treatment I had over a dozen years ago. Congestive heart failure. My fucked up heart that was damaged by the radiation. Maybe the chemo too, but the radiation. My totally occluded, in other words, totally blocked left carotid. That was again the radiation. So to find out that a good friend of mine from our community was fighting cancer, married with 3 young children, it really struck home. And to have people from our community step up and put this project together is fucking amazing. So if you go to the Frog God website, and I guess you do a search for the Black Lung Zine, or you can go to tenkarstavern.com. There's a link for it over on the blog. You can pick it up for anywhere from $15 to $150. And I'll be putting down $150. And I feel like I should be doing more. But this money will, as Rocky's going through this, he's not, he was self-employed. He's not really doing much of his self-employment. And it really, illnesses like this are a hardship, not just to the individual that's going through it, but to their family. So if you can help, please do. The people that have contributed to this are literally like a who's who of old school gaming. Casey Christopherson, Levi Combs, Jack Cole, Alyssa Faden, Ala Fedora, Skeeter Green, Greg Gillespie, Keelan Halverson, Brendan LaSalle, Ian McGarty, Gabe Rotberg, James Michael Spahn, and Jim Wampler. It's a who's who of the OSR. You have material for use with Shadowrun, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, Swords and Wizardry, DCC, Mutant Crawl Classics, and Labyrinth Lord. So, please, frogeygames.com. Black Lung Charity Zine. Snag a copy. Support a member of this community and their family. Folks, on that note, I'm going to knock on wood. Tomorrow, myself, Bad Mike, North Texas RPG Con, we will be doing our Talking Crit podcast, 8 p.m. live stream, youtube.com/Eric Tenkar, ERIKTENKAR. We enjoy having our live audience. You can also watch it through Facebook. The alert will go out there, but YouTube certainly, subscribing to the YouTube channel certainly helps us. The views help us. It gets the word out. It helps this podcast. Later on tomorrow night, the recording will go up onto this podcast stream, so you'll get to listen to it. I believe Friday, Glenn Hallstrom and myself, 8 p.m. Eastern, same YouTube, youtube.com/Eric Tenkar. We will have a live stream, and we should have some special guests. So, good times had by all, right? Folks, you're in the midst of the world of COVID. As I mentioned before, we were talking about Gamehole. Use your common sense. Take the precautions that you need to keep yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your community healthy and safe. Be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, and God willing, I'll be back tomorrow with none other than Bad Mike. All right, folks. Laters.